With me, Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story, oil marketing companies have increased prices of petroleum products at the pumps, with Goil selling a litre of petrol at 14 cedis 99 pesos and diesel going for 14 cedis 80 pesos. Meanwhile, COPEC warns of a further hike.
Basically, that's 15 Ghana cedis a litre. We had along the line at some point indicated it will not be surprising at all if petrol did go past the 17 Ghana cedi mark. If you look at the writings on the wall, where your city is struggling, again, international market prices continue to remain bullish. And so you wake up and prices have simply gone up. Again, you have a situation where the third leg, which at this point we should have been reducing, which is the taxes, we are simply adding on to the taxes also, thereby making petroleum products in the country a lot more expensive. And so it becomes quite difficult to see how prices could come down anytime. It's gone up just today. We are quite certain that if nothing changes and the city continues to perform badly, and world market prices continue to remain where they are, and then again you also have MPA some way, somehow, adjusting some of the taxes, you are probably going to pay more for petrol, for diesel, for gas, even in the second window or the first window in May.
Let's hour longer within the space, because the International Monetary Fund is warning of further hikes in crude oil prices due to the current geopolitical tension in the Middle East. Oil prices are currently selling at almost $90 a barrel after weeks of increase due to fears of the current Israel and Gaza strike escalating into the region. But the IMF, in its latest assessment, is warning oil prices could increase by as much as 15% if the current development does not end soon. Speaking at the launch of the Global Economic Report, Director of Research at the IMF, Pierre Oliver, said the development is not good for a lot of developing countries like Ghana.
What is going on here is we're seeing a combination of the effect of relatively high energy and food prices, increase in food insecurity in countries in the region that is affecting outcomes. This is a region that has also had more limited fiscal buffers during the pandemic and the cost of living crisis to protect its population, and we see the remaining effect of this going on. We're in an environment in which interest rates are rising, there are fiscal pressures, and so there is limited space for a lot of these countries to address these among low-income and developing economies. Now, in terms of potential outlook for energy price and what it might do to the global economy, this is something that we explored in our report. We looked at a scenario where we would have more geopolitical tensions that would result in elevated oil prices and energy prices and shipping costs. And what we find is that this would lead to higher price pressures in the global economy. There would be higher inflation, there would be lower output, and roughly the estimates we have for a sustained increase in oil prices by about 15% would be an increase in inflation globally of about 0.7%. So there is some effect there. We are not in that scenario right now. Our assessment of what has been happening with the tensions in the Middle East is there's been some increase in oil prices, but it's too early to say whether that will be sustained, and it's not in our baseline. But we certainly looked at its scenario very carefully.
Back home, the LPG Marketers Association of Ghana is accusing the government of collapsing the LPG industry in the country. According to the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, government's posture does not seem to help increase consumption as it continues to impose taxes on the sector, which has placed many businesses on the brink of collapse. He spoke earlier on the marketplace.
Why do you put such a huge tax on a product like LPG at this time of the year when prices of petroleum products keep going up? The timing is so absolutely wrong. And the reasons given for the imposition of these taxes is mind-boggling. That government can collect taxes from the ordinary poor Ghanaian and give it to big companies like BDCs to invest in bottling plants and cylinders, to sell these cylinders and put the profit in their pocket. If the BDCs wants to invest in cylinder recirculation, wants to invest in cylinders, they should go to the capital market like any Ghanaian serious company would do and look for loan and invest in these projects. We totally disagree with the decision to collect monies, to collect taxes, to collect levies from Ghanaians and support private companies with these levies. Obviously, this is a business that runs on volumes. Once your volumes are going down, then you should expect that your business is going down. Already, most of the LPG marketing companies are on the brink of collapse. This tax is going to worsen the woes of the LPG marketing company. The LPG industry in Ghana is one of the very few industries that has been built and operated by 100% Ghanaian. This is an indigenous industry that we expect every well-meaning government to protect and guide and grow. So this is the only industry we expect that government will protect. But we see government action as an attack on the industry. Government is collapsing the LPG industry in Ghana. And it's about time Ghanaians rise up and say no to this.
Away from the energy front, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etiahini is urging government to be deliberate in consolidating the fiscal and monetary policies to support the sustenance of the banking sector. His caution comes on the back of Fitch's warning that profitability of Ghanaian banks will weaken due to the Bank of Ghana's recent decision to link cash reserve ratio developments to loans or deposit ratios. Speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Etiahini implored managers of the economy to be proactive.
You asked me. I think I said there are two people fight and they tango. The physical aspect of the policy, I don't see much being done there. I don't see much. Because if you look at the various policies that have been introduced in the banking sector or the financial sector, they are hitting the banks quite high. But if we were able to look at the budget side of the, at least they keep on saying that we are meeting the primary so and so. That is not the issue. If you carry that type of ministers, everybody enjoying all these facilities, they all dovetail into the fiscal side. And if you don't take it, we will be killing the banking sector and then allowing the fiscal sector to grow. But I would say, without fear of failure, we must tackle the two headlong. As we are tackling the banking, financial, the monetary policy, we must tackle the fiscal side to enable the banks to survive. Because the banks have had a terrible, the last 5 years. You go for cleanup, go for capital, you come in 6 years later, go for another capital. I mean, if you were even doing, I won't mention the name, you won't use all your money to go into it. But they're also serving part of the economy. So I would say that the banks are doing very well. The physical side of the equation must also be tackled with all alacrity and speed, so that we can have a very balanced point.
Let's now go to the stock market because Leto Ghana Savings and Loans PLC has successfully listed on its latest bond on this exchange to the value of 100 million cedis. This is the first issuance under the Inclusive Finance brand's expanded 500 million cedis medium-term note program, demonstrating the company's commitment to supporting the growth of local capital markets while diversifying its funding base by accessing local capital and investors. More in this report.
Despite challenging macroeconomic conditions characterized by a relatively high interest rate environment, Leto Ghana's bond garnered an impressive response from a diverse pool of investors, including banks, pension funds, asset managers, and insurance schemes. The issuance secured approximately 94 bids, with around 16% from new investors. Commenting on the bond issuance, Country Chief Executive Officer of Leto, Ni Amankra-Tete, noted that the successful funding round is a testament to the confidence and trust placed in the Leto Ghana brand by investors.
In a time like this, where you've got your inflation up, interest rates up, and the macros are a little challenging. What this means for us is that we can get funding that makes a little bit more sense, which we can put into our business operations and allow us to also lend at more reasonable rates than we would have at the current rates that are in the market. So programs like this definitely help us bring our interest rates closer to what is reasonable, and that's fantastic for us. So programs like this are really important for the financial services space, especially in the savings and loans markets.
On her part, the managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abna Amwa, encouraged businesses to look beyond the current challenges in the economy and raise funds from the stock exchange.
Leto was actually able to borrow money cheaper than government of Ghana rates on T-bills, and that is important for us. Our companies should be able to have capital at affordable rates that ensures they are able to provide the goods and services and create jobs that we all need.
In more business news, Zonda Tec Ghana Limited has officially launched its latest addition to its fleet of equipment and cars to the Ghanaian market, named the Shantui. According to the managing director for the company, Yang, the company is poised to support Ghana's quest to fight against unemployment. She said the company will continue to assemble and train more youth to acquire skills. She was speaking at the unveiling of the new trucks.
Shantui trucks and equipment range, according to the company, is the best and toughest new version of construction truck in Ghana. Managing Director Yan indicated that the trucks were built with Africa and Ghana's tough road conditions in mind, as such urged the mining, transport and haulage industry to target these trucks for a good return on investment.
In China, Zonda Truck and the Shantui, they belong to the same boss. And I want to say again, Shantui and the Zonda Truck, they are all state-owned companies. They belong to our Chinese government. That is why you see in the market, you can see the quality for Shantui, for Zonda Truck is so stable because our government, they have spent huge money on research and development. You can see it is only Shantui. We can bring the bulldozers like D7, the SD22, SD32, and DH46. All these bulldozers, no other Chinese brands have. Only Shantui has, because our government has invested hugely in the development of the machineries.
Ghana's ambassador to China, His Excellency Wilfred New Okai Hammond, pledged his support to aid in expanding investment to fight unemployment.
If you are selling raw materials for $43 and you could add value to the next level, just the next level, because you're not going all the way to aluminium, just the next level at your refinery, to alumina and others, you're talking now about $500 instead of $43. Definitely, you will look for all that you need in terms of equipment, in terms of the knowledge, the technologies that should impact this business. And so I stand here on behalf of government. I'm representing government over in China, but I also have a big interest in Chinese development here in Ghana. And this is why I jumped out of bed to be here this morning. And I came to see the great partnership, what is going to lead to. And I believe that definitely, with the strong support of Ghana Bauxite Company, from what we have heard, this company will go higher and higher.
Shantui product covers over 10 categories, including bulldozers, loaders, excavators, road machinery, and concrete machinery, as well as spare parts.
As part of efforts to achieve a green economy, stakeholders in the electronic waste management sector are calling for an integrated e-waste management scheme. According to them, the scheme will ensure the proper disposal of e-waste by ensuring an effective waste collection and recycling system. There is more in this report.
The Africa Environmental Health and Pollution Management Program aims to highlight environmental and health risks associated with the improper disposal of electronic waste. It also hopes to develop sustainable management solutions to curb the menace of e-waste. Speaking at a workshop to create awareness on the operational mechanisms of the National Integrated E-Waste Management Scheme, Larry Koto, project coordinator, noted that the scheme will also streamline roles of stakeholders.
It has to do with the different actors, how they can all work together. Ghana, we have the formal and informal sector playing a role in terms of collection and management of electronic waste. But we also have generators of these waste, which is households, commercial and private sector. These are people who also, or institutions that also generate a lot of these waste. But we need to integrate them in a way that whatever waste is generated from the generation side is transitioned into formal recycling. And that's where we have the collectors, the dismantling facilities, all the way to the disposal facilities. And we are integrating them in such a way that the materials that are collected from the generation point is moved gradually into the formal recycling.
The collection of the Eco Levy began after the launch of the Hazardous and Electronic Waste Management Act 917 in 2018. The levy adds to the e-waste fund, which will aid in the full implementation of the act.
As part of the regulatory framework, there's a concept of the extended producer responsibility. And that concept has to do with somebody who needs to be responsible for not just putting the product on the market, but when the product reaches its end of life, there's somebody who is supposed to be responsible, both financially and also putting in the infrastructure. As we speak today, all electronic items that enter the ports pay this eco levy, which that's how we call it. And this goes into a fund which is used for management of the waste when they reach their end of life.
Alex Dodu, a participant at the workshop, shares his concerns.
It's a very good and a laudable thing. But of course, how will the Ghanaian also be satisfied that the fund that has been set is going to be put to the right use? When it comes to the disbursement, what criteria will be used for the disbursement? And also, when it comes to auditing it, what are the legalities, surrounding the whole thing? So it's something that we need to look at.
The Africa Environmental Health and Pollution Management Program is spearheaded by the Environmental Protection Agency with support from the World Bank.
In a bid to enhance connectivity for its customers, MTN Ghana, in collaboration with Tecno Mobile, has introduced an exciting offer for purchasers of the newly launched Common 30 series smartphones. According to Data Devices and Home Manager Gloria Frimpong, buyers will now receive a monthly data package of 2.5 gigabytes from MTN for a generous 6-month duration. She spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the Tecno Common 30 series.
Building on Tecno's design philosophy for the Common range, the Common 30 series empowers modern users to take a leading role in life through professional-level imaging and stylish design. Data Devices Home Senior Manager at MTN Ghana, Gloria Frimpong, said MTN is committed to making Africa a leader in technology.
Let me first of all congratulate Tecno for this beautiful launch and introducing, as part of their range of devices, this innovative device known as the Common 30 series. Our partnership with Tecno goes way back, and it's in line with our belief that everybody deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. Tecno provides a wide range of devices at affordable prices, and to penetrate into the market with regards to smartphones and help increase smartphone usage, we need to break the affordability barrier, and Tecno really provides that.
Branch manager for the northern sector of Tecno Ghana, Solomon Gandhi, said Tecno would deepen its relations with MTN Ghana.
Tecno, we think about our consumers, so we try to give them world-class products, premium products at affordable prices, and we are doing it again with a Common 30. So currently we are launching the Tecno Common 30, and even as we have launched it, any Tecno accredited shop that you go, you find some there.
The Common 30 series comes in a wide range of appealing colors, including Alps Snowy Silver, Emerald Lake Green, and Sahara Sand Brown.
In more business news, young engineers can make a substantial impact on the country's development and sustainable goals if they are exposed to practical experience after their engineering education. Now, industry experts are advocating the enforcement of real-life experiences and coaching of students to devise practical solutions to confronting community problems. Here's a report by Clinton Yeboah.
Fundamentals of engineering are embedded in problem solving and innovation. This underscores identifying societal problems and designing relevant solutions to improve lives in struggling communities. Engineers in Ghana are being encouraged to commit to addressing local challenges by leveraging their education to create location-specific solutions. Director, Land Management at Ghana Grid Company, Engineer Bismarck Anane, has emphasized the need for country-specific relevant solutions. He says important solutions from abroad may not be suitable for Ghanaian problems.
Innovation means we identify societal problems and come up with solutions that will make life better. So we are very happy to identify with Engineers Without Borders because they go to remote areas, communities in Ghana, identify problems, and through the education they've had or they are having in school are able to come up with solution, however simple. And mind you, solutions are location specific, so you cannot import a solution from the United States or elsewhere for a Ghanaian problem. It may not be suitable because it is not one fit all. It is location or country specific, and they are doing what will be needed for our folks to be able to get solutions that are relevant for their local problems. And that is exactly what we are here to do, to enrich the content of the curriculum so that in studying, their focus is how they can contribute to solving problems in society, and by doing so they become employable in industries, or for those of them who want to take up entrepreneurial endeavors.
Engineer Bismarck Anane made these comments at a career fair for engineering students of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The career fair aims to provide mentorship and curriculum enrichment with a focus on developing solutions and enhancing employability among students. Principal Electrical Engineer at the Electricity Company of Ghana, Engineer Mrs. Aberta Amankwa, added that adequate focus should be channeled to the development of women in engineering.
Out there, the very few women who are in engineering are doing so well. They are excelling. It's quite challenging, but we are able to go through it. When they face certain frustrations, failures and difficulties, it's normal because we didn't have it easy. We all went through it. But as we go through it, we pick lessons and experiences. And it is these lessons and experiences that have propelled us to where we are now. And then I took them through certain skills that are needed for them to excel in the industry, to stand out, to be intentional about how they want to be known.
Reporting for Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
We've got international business for you next.